It's about 7 minutes after the noon hour, and we want to get you up to date on a breaking news situation at Los Angeles International Airport. We're getting a live picture now. This is helicopter pictures coming to us through our CNN affiliation right here. We're talking about the possibility that someone may have been shot. We still can't confirm that, but what we did see is someone being loaded from a stretcher into that ambulance right there, so it looks at least as one person has been injured. We want to talk to one of our former reporters here. A lot of folks may remember Sylvia Acevedo. Worked with her for a number of years here at today's TMJ4, and she is at Los Angeles International Airport right now. Sylvia, can you hear us?
I can hear you, Vinny.
What is going on?
Well, I can tell you, my fellow passengers and I are the lucky ones because we just landed here about 20 minutes ago, and we are being held relatively safely in the plane. We taxied, and as we were taxiing, after we landed, my husband and I noticed just many helicopters up in the air, many police cars zooming by, and eventually we saw people walking across the tarmac with their luggage. And as we got closer to our gate, the pilot came up on the speakers overhead and said that there's going to be a delay, that there was a shooting here at the airport. And in fact, he told us that the shooter is still at large, that the police are still looking for the shooter, and as such, we are not going to be allowed to deplane.
Sylvia, this is Sam. I'm wondering, have you seen any other activity? Have you seen any other vehicles or people looking for the shooter?
We're being held in an area where we can't actively see into the terminal, but there are people walking across the tarmac, and there are police cars zooming in many directions, and that's the limit of what we can see right now. Everybody on the airplane right now is talking into their telephones, looking on their phones and their iPads, trying to get as much information as they can, and the pilot promises to give us a little more as it becomes available, but all I can see from my vantage point are emergency vehicles and helicopters.
Sylvia, it's interesting that you said that the pilots, when they informed everyone on board what was going on, that they mentioned shooting and shooter. What LAX is still tweeting out on Twitter right now officially is nothing in terms of shooting. They're just calling it a police incident. So I think that's really significant. Can you give us again exactly what they told you in terms of shooter and shooting?
Oh, definitely. The pilot came on and said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to, we have a situation here at the airport. It will take a little bit of time for us to get off this airplane because we are hearing reports that there was a shooting at the airport. And a few minutes later, he came back on and said that police are still actively looking for the shooter. So either LAX is being judicious, careful with the information that it's passing, or perhaps the pilots have more information than others. But some passengers are saying that, I'm hearing now that some passengers are saying that he was caught. So apparently, other passengers, everybody's on their phone, everybody's trying to get information. So it could be rumors flying, but that's what's happening here in my airplane right now.
And Sylvia, what kind of information have you been given about what you're to do next? Are you just supposed to stand by there?
Well, we've actually been told to stay put right now, but to be ready to evacuate in case there's a need for it, that we might have to get off this plane at some point and possibly not into the terminal.
So you're in a situation where you're possibly in danger, like they're saying that you could evacuate this plane.
Yes, they've said it, but the tone that was given was that this was happening in Terminal 3. Now, I don't know exactly where I am in this airport. It's the first time I've landed here, but it's Gate 13. If that helps you all, you can look that up. And from what I understand, people are being walked in this direction. So I'm hoping, for the sake of all of us here, that this is a safe direction.
What's that like, Sylvia? I mean, describe the demeanor of everybody else on board. It sounds like things are calm there.
Well, there's nervous tension. Certainly,
Sure.
When it was first announced that there was a shooter, people gasped and they were concerned, and of course everybody pulled out their phones and they're all trying to find out. And there's definitely nervous tension. You can see that people are at the ready to move whenever necessary. But no, there is not panic in this airplane. People are handling it pretty well. Good group here.
Well, Sylvia Acevedo, one of our former reporters here at today's TMJ4. Great to catch up with you. Sorry it's been under these circumstances, but please stay in touch with us. We sure do appreciate you checking in as we continue to follow this breaking news story out of Los Angeles. Hope you stay safe.
Sure thing, Vinny. Thanks.
That's our Sylvia Acevedo reporting to us. Well, I said our. She was ours for many years, and a longtime reporter here with us at today's TMJ4 checking in. Sylvia reporting that she is on a flight that just landed there in Los Angeles, and now their flight is being told we're going to sit tight here because we have an active shooter situation going on. She said the pilot used the term they're still looking for the shooter and identifying that someone at Los Angeles International Airport had been shot.
And of course, activity being grounded there